this whole Josh Whedon drama that's going on at the moment, I'm not going to talk about his marriage or whatever because I don't know. But what I do know is that the idea of him as this like ultimate feminist writer, you know, whether it was authentic or not, it's always been missing the point. Like, men writing strong female characters, it's all well and good. I'm not saying that they shouldn't by any means. I think it's often well intended and some of them do it very successfully. However, it's not the solution to gender diversity on screen. It is at best a band-aid over the solution, and very often these writers, they miss the point. Like, so a few years ago, I was hired by a producer to work up an idea for her. That happens quite often. So a producer basically comes up with a very sort of basic concept for a series that they want to see, and they hire a writer to take that concept and flesh it out, come up with the characters and storylines and so on and so forth. So this producer had thought up an idea. She wanted like a kind of black comedy about a woman rebuilding her life after divorce. So she would have been like 50 something, grown up kids, thought that she was just sort of, you know, coasting into retirement and being a grandparent and all that kind of thing, when all of a sudden her husband upped and left her for a younger woman and her life was turned upside down. So my sort of take on that was to take that, I mean, that's a sort of cliche, right? And kind of flip it around. So where she actually discovered that she loved being single, and she kind of she started taking like pottery classes and doing art and going dancing and, you know, dating 20 something men and having loads and loads of fun, which she then had to hide from her family because they needed her to sort of be like mummy. So that was sort of the basic idea. It wasn't wildly, you know, unique or anything like that, but it was kind of cool. So anyway, so we came up with it, and she approved it, and then I wrote the script, and then this was all in Sweden. So we had to hire another writer to translate the script. So this guy came in. So firstly, he was being interviewed to translate the script. Like, it wasn't his job to give feedback on the concept at all. Didn't stop him though. And his main part of feedback was that he was like, oh no, it has to be that she left the husband, not the other way around. And I was like, well, then there's no story. If it's just about a woman who decided to leave her husband one day and then carried on with her life because that's what she'd wanted in the first place, like, there's no drama, there's no challenge, there's no journey for her. And he was all like, oh, but, you know, we don't want her to be like a victim of having been left, you know, dumped for a younger woman. And I'm like, that doesn't make her a victim. It just means her husband's a shite. So we kind of went back and forth debating, and finally he sort of, you know, looked me in the eye and he was like, well, I'm sorry, but I only like to write strong female characters. And I was like, oh, pal, you've missed the point.